We're back. The time is now.
NUFC Undisputed
with Chris the American Man and Derek the Mighty Win. NUFC Talk Radio, the voice of the Toon Army.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to NUFC Talk. We are live again, NUFC Undisputed, early morning here late morning actually, 11 a.m. in the UK. Welcome, one and all. How are you? Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new,
Good.
become a member if you can, and help the channel grow. Subscribe, smash the like button, but most importantly, have your say. 0191-916-8864. Call us now. Have your say, ladies and gents. Should Newcastle United rotate against Leverkusen? Should that be the case? What do you think is the main question at the moment?
Well, that boils down to which you think is the more important game of the two, Leverkusen or the Mackems?
Which one do you think is important?
Leverkusen. By a million miles.
By a million miles. There you go.
As per the
what a way to start.
Per the Marseille game, which we could have put to bed and then not had to worry about this one if we'd went full strength against Marseille. But we didn't. We prioritised the Everton game and we got beat, which leaves us now having to get points from this fixture. And if we don't get any points tomorrow, there's every likelihood we'll not make the final, the knockout rounds. And that, for me, would be an absolute catastrophe.
If we don't get points tonight?
If we don't get points tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow, yeah.
Much more of a catastrophe than giving Sunderland bragging rights for 6 months.
Bragging rights. That's what you call the Sunderland game, bragging rights.
We don't need points.
In it. 3 points. That's all it is. Rights. We don't need points in the Premier League.
Yeah, we don't need points in the Premier League.
Okay. Where do we need points more?
Plenty more places to get points.
Lord have mercy. Yeah. Well, call us now, folks. Have your say. What do you think we should do? Should we rotate? Which one is more important? Maybe that should be the question for you: the Mackem game or the Leverkusen game? Where can we afford to give points away at? Call us now, 0191-916-8864. Have your say. Which one is more important?
Dan is saying smashing the Mackems, which is easy to say, but think about it. Would you rather smash the Mackems and not continue in the Champions League and lose all the money that comes with that?
I've never said that.
And potentially lose our best players, etc.
Glad to know you're worried about that now. Before that wasn't an issue, but good to know. And
again, you're putting words in my mouth. What was never an issue.
I agree 100% now. I do always believe that I don't subscribe to what Jordy Dan is saying, because no. I don't subscribe to that. You need to qualify and get forward in the Champions League. But I don't think the Mackem game, if I'm thinking like a proper true happy clapper here, because because a lot of you are Eddie Howe FC, so the Mackem game is much more important right now. Simply, well, first of all, because we all need Premier League points because we've been rubbish in the Premier League, and second of all, that's gonna determine whether there is peace or not in that locker room, in that team. And the Mackham game has many things to play for, man. So
as far as the locker room's concerned, if you're saying that losing to the Mackhams because it's the Mackhams, local derby, all that is going to have ramifications in the dressing room, I hope you're right, because that would mean that they're all invested into it. That all the players have actually realised what it means. And I honestly think if that's the case, we ain't got a problem. If all our players turn up for that game, we've got better players than Sunderland have got, simple as.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if we lose, the ramifications on that team, it's going to be catastrophic.
You said in the locker room.
Yeah, and that team in the locker room. The team is in the locker room. So yeah.
So how's it going to be catastrophic if we lose?
Because they haven't faced backlash like that before. None of them.
Of who?
First of all, this is any fan. They haven't faced backlash like this ever, any time in their career. First of all, none of them. I think most of them have not even had the derby. Most of them, and a few of them played once, and that wasn't really. I mean, that was a derby. You know, it's a comeback derby, to be honest, but it wasn't really what I think it's going to be in the weekend. We got a caller now. Tony T is in the house. Tony, good morning, mate.
Morning.
How are you?
Tony.
All good?
Hunky dory.
Hunky dory, man. You're like Mighty Wayne. Hunky dory. You became. By the way, yesterday I was keeping an eye on you, and you more or less have come back to the dark side of the Happy Clappers.
No, just giving a bit of balance when there's 3 against 1.
Well, ain't no 3 against 1, man. Listen, it's the truth versus the lies, the common sense versus
which are the lies? Explain again where the lies are, please.
If the truth will always rise, man. But what do you think? I don't think you make this derby to be what some people make it to be, which is one of the most important games.
No, where I would disagree with Win, with the whole the Champions League's more important for this specific game. I think this is what I just need to ask Win a question. Win, you were talking a couple of weeks ago about how much you get for each win in the Champions League, which was like, what was it, a couple of million each game for a win.
Yeah, and then 10 million for progressing.
For qualifying.
And so on, 20 million for progressing.
If we then qualify, what's that, about 15 million? If we win like 2 more games and then qualify for the next round.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and then if we were to then get knocked out in the next round, that's pretty much where it would max out, maybe 20 million. I don't know if you get anything for goals or anything. How much do you actually get just for... So if we then don't qualify for next year Champions League, how much would we then lose out on for not qualifying for next year? Because that's how I sort of balance it too, going, right, it's all fine and well getting money for this year, but then if we don't qualify next year, how much are we then potentially losing out on?
Well, the same again.
Yeah, no, but don't you just get a certain amount just for getting like into the Champions League? That makes sense.
Yeah. Well, so we would be losing whatever it is that we're losing right now by getting to the knockout round. Is precisely what assuming we win the same number again, but bar a couple of million for the points.
So if we finish 4th this year, do you not just get a certain amount just for getting in the Champions League? That's what I'm asking.
Yes, you do.
Not from the Premier League. You don't.
Who cares about the Premier League?
I don't mean from the Premier League. I mean just for qualifying.
UEFA gives you money when you qualify for the Champions League.
Yes.
So if you get in the Champions League next year, is there like a sort of set amount you get just for getting into the Champions League?
Yes. Yeah, UEFA gives you money just for making it, just for participating. Yes.
I don't think Win understands what I'm saying.
He's as thick as a castle wall.
Yeah, because I don't think you do get it just for qualifying. It's
yes, you do, man.
It's points and for the first for the group.
If that was the case, when we spend the money we were expecting.
For the league phase,
it's only results. The money we were hoping to get.
Relax. All right. Tony, finish your point. Sorry about that.
So, a couple of years ago when we qualified for the Champions League, we won one game, I think. Were we then spending money on Toon Army and the likes that we were thinking we were getting, we didn't actually get? If you're saying you only get money for them for actually winning games and not actually just for the qualification, because I thought you got it just for those 8 games this year, or 6 games last time around, and 8 games this time around. I thought you just got a certain amount of TV revenue and so on and so forth just for the qualification, and that's what Chris was basically just saying.
I'll check it right now, but I'm pretty sure in the league phase you only get facilities money and prize money for point.
And how much would you think? How much would that be? So that's the potential of what if, like, let's say you won half your games. So you're basically losing out on what you think we're going to get if we don't qualify next year. If that makes sense. So if we were to qualify for the knockout rounds this year, we get an extra probably 20 million.
Tony, you're assuming that we're going to get knocked out in the first.
No, I'm not. I'm sort of doing worst case scenario in both cases. So like if we did, but because I get what you're saying. If we qualify, I'm just trying to sort of work out long term. Yes, it's good short term, but in long term, if we then don't qualify for next year's, how much are we potentially possibly losing next year by prioritising the Champions League?
A lot of money, because I'm going to tell you the facts here. 18 million euros, 18.64. Again, Mighty Win stomping on his fingers. Lord have mercy. We're going to mute him while he gets on his OnlyFans account and messages people back. Participation fee, 18.64 million euros for every club.
That's what you would. That's what you lose out on just for the group stages, then.
Exactly. So that's a guy. If you make it to Champions League, that's guaranteed what you're going to lose if you don't qualify.
By that logic, then, if we use win sort of logic, then we could gain that this year, but then potentially lose it next year by not qualifying if we prioritise the Champions League this year.
And by the way, that's and also 2.1 million for every win, 700,000 euros for every draw. So more or less, if Marseille got 2.1 million euros for just beating us at the end of the game, so that has a lot to do with it, man. You make a lot of money. That's why there's this notion that we shouldn't be bothered by not qualifying for Champions League.
That was my exact point when I was saying we should prioritize the Marseille game.
First of all,
I get what you're saying, Win, but I'm just because you haven't said Jib the league or anything, but I was just sort of wondering at this point now, are we going to basically make about the same? Regardless if, because hopefully we will qualify again next year, but obviously the fear is if we prioritise the Champions League this year and then sort of give it up for next year by prioritising it this year, are we going to end up basically not moving anywhere financially?
I mean, again, if you want to
so essentially, Tony, what you're saying is you would prioritise the Mackhams.
No, I'm more asking you because you're saying this is more important. And I was just overthinking it, maybe thinking, well, is it though? Because we could end up, because if we do win it and get 18 million this year, but then miss out on a potential 18 million next year by not qualifying, have we actually achieved anything?
Oh, nothing at all.
Apart from a short-term game.
But the thing is, man, I just don't think that you rotate and you all of a sudden give up the game. I just want you
to put yourself in the position of.
Oh, by the way, I think we should be able to play the same team for both games. We've rested most of them for the game at the weekend.
Yeah.
I
6 changes were made for.
I mean, that's why when Bulky's going, but why did we drop Hall? It's like, because we've got 2 more important games coming up that we should be able to rest Hall against Burnley and not play him, in that game, and then he should now hopefully be able to play the majority of the next 2 games.
But you see how it went against Burnley. You see how it went against Burnley, though. Which I won the rotation, by the skin of our teeth.
I mean, I think you've been a bit hyperbolic at the end yesterday, Chris, with the whole Eddie Howe could see his managerial career going down the pan with that left header.
Look at his face. I mean, you gotta look at his face when that ball almost went in. I mean, I'm telling you, man.
He's probably thinking, what the F are they doing? Not again.
Exactly. Yeah. Of course. And once again, what the heck are they doing once again? Almost giving up the lead once again. So, listen, we think that Leverkusen might be an easy target. We saw the we thought about the same against Marseille. I do agree that more or less this team should be able to, play this weekend. Today, tomorrow, and then the weekend. Just put them on the pitch, man. At the end of the day, I think Eddie Howe needs to stop. You know how we worried about rotation and worried about players being tired? I think we overdoing it now. I think that's all we talk about. Just put them on the pitch, man. If they're tired, you'll figure it out at the weekend. And
do you think we've got a better team than Leverkusen?
On names, yeah. On names, yeah.
Sorry?
On names, yeah.
But just on paper, basically, yeah. I think we do. So
well,
we had the better team than Marseille. It's just we threw it away ourselves. I wasn't impressed by Marseille. Sorry, what was that win?
I say they've lost their last 2 league games, 1 or 2 and 1 away.
So I mean,
they're not the team they were when they went unbeaten.
Anything to worry about as long as we turn up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I say that they're not the team they were when they were the Invincibles, season past.
Invincibles.
Well, they were the Invincibles.
Okay.
And I don't know if you come up with a number the other day, Chris, when you were on the other show, the 90s Mags, but have you got a points tally, and you, Chris, for the next 4 games in the Premier League, like what you think we kind of need to be getting to be competitive?
Well, that would be interesting to bring up.
On the 31st of December last year, we had 32 points after 19 games.
God. How boring is this, man?
And now, so that means we need 10 points from the next 5 to match last season.
Tony,
at that time we were 5th.
Tony, you never get bored of talking about last season, man. This is unbelievable, man. It's like when you get your paycheck one week behind.
The thing is that I would argue the league is a lot tighter this year, that I think we will need actually more points because there's a lot more teams competing this year compared to last year. Because Man United, like it or lump it, do seem to be doing okay. And then on top of that, there's other teams that seem to be pushing a lot more than they were last year. I think last year...
But surely that means we're going to need less points because teams are taking points from one another.
No, because I generally think, unlike because last year, you got to remember, Forest sort of fell away. And who else was up there? Because it was, as far as I was concerned, last year there was 3 teams kind of running away with it, and we caught them up.
Aston Villa shot themselves in the foot. Tottenham weren't up there. Aston Villa shot themselves in the foot. Man United weren't up there, as you rightly mentioned.
That's what I mean. So I think they will be up there.
And Chelsea wasn't.
We'll have the luxury of losing the last game of the season and still getting Champions League.
Chelsea sort of woke up late and then made it to Europe, but this time they're up there. They're not even. They're well awake. So it's going to be a lot different.
I wouldn't say they're well awake, Chris. I think you've been I think they've been very inconsistent this year. Lose one, win one, lose one, win one. Sort of attitude.
They're still up there where we're going to be fighting for
they definitely are. I do worry about that game. I don't think we're just going to turn up and beat them as sort of easy as we have the last couple of times when we played them at home. But I also don't think there's some kind of powerhouses because they've spent the way to success and won the crappy World Club Cup. But I do think it's going to be more difficult, and that's why I was wondering what you think. Because, again, looking,
I think it'll be more difficult, Tony, in the sense that. Or every game is more difficult because more teams have improved. Every game is more difficult.
Definitely.
So in that respect, it is going to be more difficult. But I think points-wise, we could have a Leicester season where the league would. I'm saying a Leicester season in that the league they won the league with what was it, 71 points or something. Which was the lowest proof that
Chris, just to pick you up on something yesterday, do you not think, because you said we haven't played well all season, do you not think we played well against Everton or Man City?
Yeah, yes, but that's 2 games. So
that's the last 2 games.
The one thing I was discussing with my brother is I don't think when, like last year, this is kind of where I do agree with Win. I don't think there's a game we've lost this year, or won this year where I thought we deserved to lose that and we've got lucky, where there was a couple last year. And every game we've lost, it's like
It's been close.
It wasn't like where we battered the team type things, but the other way around, where I don't think we've ever come away from a game thinking we were lucky in that one.
You mentioned
really. I mean, you might say in the last game, but just as quick as you could say they should have scored, I could just as easily say we should have scored another 3 or 4 because we hit the post twice, or bar and post.
We missed. You mentioned the best game we played all season is in Man City, and then the first win game in 13 years for Newcastle United against Everton. So those are pretty good games.
When we had our fullbacks back.
That doesn't. We got them back, and we're still playing rubbish. But it doesn't reflect the.
But would
season.
you have then said at the start of the season you could give a true sort of evaluation of the team when we were missing a striker, knowing that we had Whistler and what's his name, like against Leeds. Most people thinking, we had Voltamade playing, definitely would have won. I mean, we can't know that, but most people probably
I
thought
agree
we
with that.
won.
First of all, we had that chance against Barcelona, for example, and he didn't even play him, so that was his fault.
But there's another example of a game where people, like Liverpool, where a lot of people said we did play well, but at the sort of story of the season, we didn't take our chances.
Exactly. There's a flaw in that, especially when they all repeat themselves. Especially with those games as well that we give up leads. We give up leads 9 points. Forget every other game, right? Forget every other game. Count 3 games that we give up leads to weaker teams, or on paper weaker teams. Brentford, West Ham, and in the way we gave it up against Brighton. Those 9 points right there, plus the points that we got now, we'd be in a better place. But those 3 points, if you are pragmatic and say we shouldn't have.
But you know what I put that down to, again, unfortunately, is something that Villa were able to do the other day, and I don't remember the last time we've done this. When was the last time we conceded 2 goals or more and got anything from a game?
Well, there you go.
Because we seem to be too dependent on our defence to keep basically down to 1 or no goals. If they don't, we get nothing because we're not clinical enough in front of goal.
Yeah, but you're not. You can't give up a goal every game, man. That's almost a rule for Newcastle now.
I agree. I mean, this is the thing. Went back in the days of Shearer. We knew Bramble was always going to make a mistake, but we had Shearer to sort of get us out of the mud.
At some point, you have to maintain, and that was the case in the beginning of the season. We wouldn't let them score, and now it's going now. The opposition scores every time they play against Newcastle. Every time. You can't win. You can't get points like that, man. You can't get points like that. But anyway, Tony, that was a lovely call, man. Appreciate you very much indeed, and very good insights. I like the way you talk. I like the way you call in and challenge win. I appreciate that. Because
I tried to be balanced.
I think he was challenging you.
I don't want to kiss your arms too much, but
he was having that conversation with me. He was definitely challenging you, and you weren't even getting it. And the fact that he doesn't even know you get money for just qualifying. Come on, man. It's just.
And of course, you did before you looked it up, didn't you? Which is exactly what I did.
I said you do before I looked the amount.
I'm sure before we qualified last year, this was a topic of conversation when people were saying how much you got just for qualifying. Yeah. But yeah, I don't want to go over our ground because it will become a little bit tedious. Anyway,
Tony.
I'm sure you want me to go, so yeah. All right.
Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you very much. Well, we got other callers trying to call in, so call us back, Tony, of course. Get in touch with Mighty Win, man. You want to come on the show and participate as a regular contributor, talk to the Mighty Win. Call us now, 0191-916-8864. People trying to call, have their say. Call right now, folks. What would you do? Would you rotate? What would you do right now? Which one is more important? The Macam game, the Leverkusen game, Champions League. But in theory, again, I'm not contradicting myself at all. In theory, the Champions League is everything above anything else. Unfortunately, we haven't done what we're supposed to do to be able to sacrifice Premier League points, which you should be able to. First of all, you'll never sacrifice the derby, so that's. But you this whole season you could have done managed points here and managed the team, but unfortunately, we need points in the Premier League. We need points in the Champions League, less than in the Premier League, to be fair. But it's just that's the way. That's how Mighty Wayne wants to, live 100 mile per hour. So there we go. Now we gotta face the 100 mile per hour consequences. So now we gotta win every game.
Chris.
Now we gotta get every point, win every game almost. We gotta beat Leverkusen so we can feel secured. Beat the Mackhams.
That's it. That's exactly what we gotta do.
Newcastle Fulham. That's a must win, obviously. Chelsea, Man United, Burnley again. That should be. Well, I don't know. That should be an easy walk in the park. But then if you look at how it went, it's kind of weird. Two Nutters in the who's as well. Hi, how are you, buddy?
Hello, mate. How you doing, Paul?
All right.
Champion, man.
Good. Sorry, I couldn't hear you last time when, for some reason, your sound wasn't coming through, so I couldn't hear a single thing you said.
Sometimes that's a blessing, man.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Sometimes that's a blessing.
Don't count your blessings. But
right. Well, basically, what I want to touch on is the Champions League. I agree with Win actually about the Marseille game. We should have just went all out on that one, in my opinion. And then another point I want to make is basically ignore the money side of things for the Champions League, right? If we want to progress and bring in the best players, they all want to be in the Champions League, all of them. So you're going to attract the best if you stay in that. So in my opinion, like you've got to try and prioritize it, like get it like sewn up as soon as possible, basically.
Yeah, if we win against Leverkusen, then what else do we need to do as far as that?
Well, what
that
1 point will guarantee it against PSV at home? Because that'll give them 30
yeah, but
points.
if we had done that against Marseille, though, played the same team as what we played City, which is what I would have done. I'm not bothered about. I get that people want to rotate, but I think they're gone overboard about this rotation. Like I really do.
I agree with that to a certain extent. By the way, it doesn't mean that you change a few players and you want to lose. It doesn't mean that. And the team
that's true.
You've just made a very good point, Mick. That
his name's not Mick, by the way, but anyway.
I thought you were Mick, weren't you, Toon Nut?
No, Richie, man. His name is Richie, man.
Oh, Richie.
Yeah. And this is supposed to be your friend, Richie. Come on, man.
Here's the thing. If we don't make the knockout stages of the Champions League, come the January window, we will not be able to sign the calibre of players that we can do in the January window, offering them Champions League to come this season. It also
and what I've got to touch on that one as well is if we let the likes of Tino go and possibly Hall, because I haven't heard anyone come in for him yet, but it won't be long. What are we then telling with fans? What are we telling them? Like, I didn't get what we're telling them then, because we've already let Isak go, which for me was tell them we're like, well, we'll rather the money than try and keep them. So, and I believe that if we do that with Tino, we're doing the same thing, which then makes you think, well, what's the point in supporting them if they're just going to let all the best players go? And it's all right saying, oh, but we're going to get 100 million. Yeah, we're getting that money, but we can't pay the top of the range players the wage. We can't give them 300 grand a week regardless. It's like they won't change that wage structure because they can't. So you've got to hold on to your best players as long as possible, in my opinion. You really do.
Yeah.
Like
I say, again, in January, in the window, you can say, if you sign we are in the Champions League, if you sign Champions League players who've already been knocked out for the sake of or even if they're still in, they're not cup tied. They're not cup tied in the Champions League. If you buy a Champions League player in the January window, they can still play for you, even if they played for another team there. So it's opening the window for a much higher calibre of player in the event that we do have to replace the likes of Tino and Tonali. We've got better.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you've got to hold on to these sort of players, in my opinion. I mean, I'm just because it's my opinion doesn't mean I'm right, but that's what my opinion is.
And I hope that Tonali is not listening to, some people say that when he comes on, we lose every game. So I hope he's not listening to that because he'll be on
Yeah,
the
he's
first
definitely
plane out.
one of my favourite players. Him, like definitely, I really like him.
That's right.
I mean, my God, for me, he's world class.
And
We could do with a few more of him.
I think he's and again, you know, the agenda is incredible. You know, he's got a knock, but nobody ever mentions that. You know, when it comes to him, you know, it's all about criticizing him. But the Marseille lineup, for example, we talk about rotation and how we should have done that. We had Pope, who at the time was was not in question. Well, he was in question a little bit, but you know, he was the goalkeeper. You got Char, Chow, the Kaiser. The greatest thing since Van Dijk. You got Fabian Schär, who was doing a decent job. You got Byrne, a left back. No, you Tuna, you Happy Clapper representative, and Mighty Win, Happy Clapper in chief.
No, I've never said I like Byrne at left back, but unfortunately, he most of the season has been my only option. But why he didn't put Hall in for that particular game is absolutely beyond me. That is something where you can't defend Eddie on that sort of thing, man. You can't, even if you play just a half, like one half.
Yeah.
Like what is he doing? And also going back to one of the games where when Byrne got his red card, if Stevie Wonder could see that was coming. I didn't know what Eddie was thinking that game, like, honest to God. I can't defend him sometimes, I can't.
When did you know that you have a rowdy representative? He's getting out of line, man. He's getting out of line, man. You didn't reel him back in. He's talking too much.
Speaking the absolute truth.
You got Livramento on the right side, Tonali in the middle, Bruno in the middle, Joe Willock, who hasn't been doing too bad, really, as many games that he's on. The unfortunate part that Gordon was playing center forward, but you got Harvey Barnes on the left, Murphy on the right. This was not a weak lineup whatsoever.
We didn't have a striker.
No, it wasn't weak, but it wasn't our best, though, was it?
Yeah, but we did, actually. He was on the bench. So that's a decision being made.
Well, hang on, that's the point I'm making. He shouldn't have been on the bench, neither should Hall.
And exactly.
That's the point I'm making.
But
he shouldn't have been on the bench. Start him, and then if he's knackered, then bring him off then.
Yeah, but it wasn't. I'm saying it wasn't a lineup where it was extremely weak, and you knew we were going to lose. We actually were winning. Let me just tell you. Let me just remind you, we were winning.
I maintain if Voldemort had been playing that game, we would have won.
Oh man, that's an interesting thing for a guy saying that he's not a center forward. But listen, I'm just saying we should have done better. We should have managed the game better. We were winning anyway. But the same thing that happens all season happened again, where we bottled it at the end.
I would like to see Voldemort get in the box a little bit more, like push up a little bit more. Yeah. People say that's not his game, but that is our game, though. So who adapts to who?
And Voldemort has been on the mic saying that I'm playing more forward now, and what you got to do, he's fine, he's comfortable. Just got to give him the ball. And see, the thing is,
I agree.
When the team is not creating, and I think it is a wing problem, when the wingers are not creating, then the guy will have to go look for it. I can appreciate that because he's not a center forward that's just going to be sitting up there waiting for things to happen. He'll be active. He'll come down and look for it. So I appreciate that. But unfortunately, he's been isolated. Like True Jordy said, who I'm sure, some people will respect his opinion, that we don't even give him the ball. He had one chance created, man. He gave the ball one time.
Yeah,
that's criminal.
Yeah,
that's
not good enough, man. Is it? It's not good enough.
Hey, Tuna, you gotta come over here to my side, man. Come to the common sense. Come to the to the critical thinking.
Every now and then, mate, I do come to you. So I'm just as honest as I can be, and quite often, my opinion is the total opposite. I'm 99% in the chat. Apparently I'm Murphy's biggest fan. Someone wrote the other day, and I'm like, well, fair enough then if that's what you think. But as far as I'm concerned, he gets the ball over far more than most of the other ones do. So if that's the case, then fair enough. I'm a Toon's biggest fan. That's what I am.
The biggest question.
Anyway, lads, I'm going to let it go, right? Because I've got to go. So I'll let you go, right?
Cheers, mate.
Okay,
have a good
mate.
one. We'll see.
Thank you.
We'll see you later. Tune out there. Call us now. Have your say. 01-91-916-8864. Call us and tell us whether you think we should be rotating, what you think should happen, what should be the priority, who should we rotate, whatever you want to say. Call us now. 01-91-916-8864. I want to know the specific stat of Harvey Barnes, Murphy, and Voltemata playing together, because I think that it's what we got right now. For what players that we got, I think that would be a deadly combination, because Murphy crossing balls and Harvey Barnes cutting inside to play give and go with Voltemata. I want to know how many times and what are the stats of Murphy, Barnes, and Voltemata playing together. I think that would be a deadly, they didn't this time. Well, maybe they did at the end, but Voltemata came on. I don't know if Murphy came off as well, so I'm not sure they played together much on this particular game. Yeah, but it'll be an interesting stat. The mighty win is knackered, and they can't even look at. But we got another caller here.
I don't need to look. I don't need to look. I can tell you.
Oh.
Okay, four of Voltemata's goals came with that combination.
There you go.
Right, there you go.
Warren Dinnan, good morning, mate.
What's that?
Good morning, gentlemen. How are we?
Very good, thank you.
We haven't seen you in the chat lately, you know. Win is knackered.
Our health is not in question.
I just wanted to bring one point up today. It's just that everybody's going on about, players and stuff, ins and outs, and it's the size of the squad, right, and the quality and depth to fight on four fronts. We haven't got that. You know what I mean? So until we do, unfortunately, we're going to suffer in one part or other. So it comes down to priority, but also comes down to the fact that we've just got a really good first team squad, but the people that we've got to bring in just aren't of the quality where we can't rotate properly and progress in cups and the league. So you've got to say, in that sense, the league becomes priority until we can gain that strength. Now, I know what Wynn's saying about to attract the players, you need to be in that position. But it's going to be very difficult because we just haven't got the squad. Look at all them so-called top six. Look at the size of their squads. Look at Chelsea. Not only have they got really good second team, but they've also got massive potential in the academies to bring in. So we're just nowhere near that. You're talking about another 5 years before we can get up to that standard, unless
at least academy-wise.
Unless we change the way we're paying for players and go over budget and stuff. Which, that's up to PIF.
That's a good point. So, but Wayne said this is the best squad he's ever seen as a Toon fan. So, which one is it, man? You guys did
not squad, not squad. First team.
Toon Nut, no, squad. He said squad. Toon Nut and Happy Clapper representative. He's just making his way, Toon Nut. But Win is he's the chief. Now you're the Happy Clapper liaison, disagreeing with Mighty Win. So you guys need to make sure you're in agreement, man. You're coming here and talking out of both sides of your mouth. Which one is it? Best squad that he's ever seen, or we're light years away from having a big squad? Which one is it?
Well, light years away from having a comparable academy to Chelsea.
Forget the academy. I'm talking about the academy. Don't even the few young bands that we see coming up. They don't even get a chance, so it's irrelevant. The academy at the moment. We're talking about
because they're not good enough.
The players. You said we got the best squad that you've ever seen. So if it's the best squad you've ever seen,
I believe
so we should have enough to compete on all fronts.
As what I say is that still doesn't mean that they're good enough to fight on all four fronts without putting tremendous load on them.
Yeah. Lord, we haven't got a Champions League squad. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Well, no, we probably don't, but we should be able to play.
But until we say we can do it in the league and the Champions League, we need a Champions League squad because you need two teams, basically.
Yeah, first of all, the Champions League squad to compete in the Champions League, that's for the most part, once you get later in the year, you're going to have to play your best team. So forget the squad. Right. You're going to have to play your best team. And that's why I keep telling you. Now you got the FA
forward. We should play the best team, and whoever is in reserve, then they come on because of injuries, or if they're getting worn out during the game. But that's all it should be. Not rotation for rotation's sake.
It should be what
for
it
good
should be
backup
one at a
for
time.
injuries and for players that are looking a bit jaded through the game, like a 60, 70 minute sort of scenario. Bring them on. That's all we can do, in my belief. That's all we can do to carry on. Because we can't change the squad. You know what I mean? You can't change it that much because it all just goes all the cock.
Well,
so what I said when I said it was the best squad we've ever had, and you've just said, Warren, that we need two full teams. The reason I said it was the best squad, the reason I said it was the best squad, was because if you go through the team player by player, we had Pope and Ramsdale, two good keepers. We had Hall at left back with cover with Tino, cover with Byrne, cover with Kraft. We had Tino at right back, cover with Trips, cover with Kraft. We had four good centre backs. Chow, Botman, Byrne, Shea. We had three stellar midfielders in J7, Tenali and Bruno. If one of them gets injured, we've got Miley, Ramsey and Willock to come on. One at a time, not two at a time or three at a time. And we had two wingers, Murphy, two right wingers, Murphy and Alanga, two centre forwards, Wisser and Voldemorda, and two left wingers, Gordon and Barnes. So that's effectively two players in every position. That's why I said it's and two, at least half decent players in all those positions. That's why I said we've got the best squad.
You're saying half decent players. That's what I'm saying. The quality is not there to fight on four fronts. We need to build on that quality.
Right. We haven't got
we're getting rid of a lot of fodder, right? There's still a bit of fodder to go, but we've got rid of them, then the replacements become really important.
Correct. And the replacements
come January, we need to back up the right and left back situation. We need possibly a very good prospective centre forward.
Yeah.
And we need like a ball playing sort of wizard that can go past players from midfield to either change the game or just to be, to change the, positional wise.
I think we've got him in Walter Mortar.
Well, yes, we have, but then again,
because we've now got Wisser in the box.
In Walter Mortar, you would suggest would probably go in exchange for Joe Linton, wouldn't you? You know what I mean?
Yes.
So,
you've
identified a weakness possibly there. You know what I mean?
I would drop a winger. I would still play the three in midfield. I would drop a winger. I'd play with one winger. Yeah,
like 3-2. Like a 3-2-3-1.
A 4-3-2-1.
Yeah,
4-3-2-1.
Or 4-3-1-2.
I've been calling for that for a long time. Thank goodness you come to the light. And
maybe it's not the rotation.
He should be up front.
It's the actual setup that needs changing.
But the formation I always call is 4-2-3-1. And Voldemort should be up front with Wissa in the
There's another thing to look at, you know what I mean? And then because we change the formation, does that mean we need different kinds of players?
Look, I've always been not a believer of this rotation crap, but that's all.
Well, I don't think so. The best teams that we've had are the teams that play in week in, week out and get to know each other in their games.
That's right.
And they only get replaced because of injury, like I say, or get worn out. That's your best Premiership setup.
Either way,
that's what you want for the Premiership. But for the cup games and for the Champions League, you need a good quality setup for that as well. It's just like American football. You need like two teams.
Well, interesting. But
are you going to work this afternoon, Chris? Are you? Because you look very smart, mate.
Oh, I look smart every day, mate. Every day. You didn't worry about that. I look smart every day, man.
Very smooth.
But the point here is, man, either way, in these later stages, the only tournament that's beginning is the FA Cup, and maybe you can rotate there if you. Well, I mean, you're gonna play at Bournemouth, so I don't know. But you're gonna be at home, so probably not even rotate then. But you're gonna have to play your best team. You gotta play best team against Fulham. You gotta play your best team against in the Champions League. You gotta play your best team in the Premier League.
So, like I said, then you're suggesting that you're relying on if the backup, as it were, the second team.
Now 100%.
That is for injuries and for players that look really particularly jaded, who you don't think could make it on the day or should come off a little bit early.
I'm now 100% on the on your side as far as the rotation. I think the rotation we've been overdoing it, over talking about it, and we got too much importance.
We haven't got the squad to do that, so it's pointless even talking about it.
But forget the squad, man. I want to know how many players really Man City rotate, how many players really Chelsea rotate, and Arsenal rotate. I want to know.
Well, if you want to draw comparisons, go and have a look at them.
Yeah, well, we
make it a show. Go and have a look. Go and look at Man City. Go and look at Chelsea. Go and look at Arsenal. Look at what depth they've got in terms of the second squad, and also all the young ones that's coming in, because they've got some young ones at 18, 19 that could even get in our team.
Haaland never rotates, for example. Haaland never. We got Walter Mata. He's our Haaland. So why is he rotating?
Well, that's just because we haven't got anybody else to go in place of him.
It shouldn't be rotate. It should be one at a time. At the most, two at a time.
And again, man, I'm actually, the more I talk about it, the more I'm convincing myself. I mean, I think now it's almost like a new phase that we're going through. That it feels like we just got to rotate just to rotate.
And Eddie's on a learning curve as well, having to play on the full forefront.
For the sake of it.
But that's also a problem, Warren. You can't be learning on the job too much, man. At some point,
that's what he's doing. I mean, that's what we're letting him do.
I know that's what we're letting him do. But he's been a manager.
And another thing, Chris, the further we go in these cups, then the harder the games become, and then you're going to have to rely on a better first team.
That's right. Exactly. You're going to have to put again against Fulham in these later stages in the Carabao Cup. You're going to have to play your best team no matter what.
Yeah. And, so you put your best team in there, and then the following game, what's happening there? You know what I mean? They're looking good because they put it all out on the Fulham game. You know what I mean? And who you got to replace? Some players that will go, oh well, he's okay. Oh, he's playing a little bit better. We haven't got like somebody who could go, oh well, we've got him, no problem. Look at that man. Hey, what's the worry?
Well, that's why I don't think you can be rotating Tonali or taking out Bruno either. I think you can take out Joe Linton for lack of quality. But I mean, the Tonali situation and Bruno, they need to be playing, man. They need to be playing. It's I mean, come on. So there we go. We're in agreement.
They don't need to be playing if they're carrying knocks.
Well, true, but they need to. For the most part, they need to be playing.
That's just going to crock them.
For the most part, they need to be playing. That's what I'm saying.
But that's strength of squad again.
Exactly. Warren, thank you very much, mate. That was an insightful.
Just sort of put my point across. That's all. Just get me two for anything.
You convinced me. You convinced me on that. Because I do believe it's a trend that, and we just, nowadays trends, people just follow them without even thinking. So rotation is almost, we get rid of rotation, man. We go back to the old way. Play your best players. Stop fighting around, man. There you go.
Yeah. Best players, and you can even see that in practice as well. You could go in another stage and say favoritism as well. There's a lot of aspects to this game, like, you know what I mean? But go on, I'll let you go because somebody else will want to talk and get a two-parter.
Cheers, buddy. Have a good one. Warren Denning there. Warren Denning, ladies and gents. Don't forget to call us. Have your say. What do you think now? Have your say. 0191-916-8864. Janiesta asking, what happened to Corey and Sam morning show? Well, unfortunately, they had to. They didn't have the time to do it. Sam had a new job, so. Unfortunately, he had to take that one, and of course, Corey couldn't do it by himself. So there you go. That's that. But wish them the best. And Corey watches this all the time, by the way. Keep an eye on him on the chat. And let's go with some comments here. And some people are having their say on the chat. Call us now Again, 0191-916-8864. This is NUFC Talk Live, ladies and gents. Howie. What happened here?
You are listening to NUFC Talk Radio, the voice of the Toon Army. Live daily on the website, on YouTube, and on every online radio directory.
NUFC Talk.
The voice of the Toon Army.
The voice of the Toon Army, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. If you are just joining us, don't forget to smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Call us now and have your say about the recent topics that we've been discussing. 2 hours ago, the failed train is now on the move, and the service has resumed between Shiremore and Tynemouth in both directions. However, this is subject to delay. But pretty much, they've been fixed, but you're still knackered. Ticket acceptance will remain in place until 9:45 a.m., which is already past that time anyway. But as always, they apologize for any inconvenience. There you go. Should we rotate or should we not? Call us now. Have your say.
It depends what you mean by rotate. Yes, we should change one or maximum two at a time.
Yeah, but that one or two, it can be massive. Gordon for Walter Mata is the drop off, like.
Yeah, that's huge. That's where. But we've got Wissa back now, so that should be not an issue. We've got two strikers now, which we haven't had all season. So that's not an issue now. I never ever want to see Gordon up front again.
And you're right. So Wissa should be playing if Walter Mata is not going to, but that just tells you one thing, that he's not thinking of playing them two together. At some point, you're gonna have to put him in there.
Or he's not wanting to risk them both, and at the minute, whilst Wissa's coming back from injury, wants to get him fully match fit before he gets them going.
But that's also part of the rotation nonsense, man. You know, so which is basically, it falls into the same category that you gotta wait for players to get back in, gotta wait for players to get acclimated. Man, Wissa is, if you believe he's a center forward, and that's what you're gonna play him as, he needs to be in the box. He knows he's a center forward. There's nothing to be learned. The balls are going to come in for him, and then he's going to have to figure it out how he's going to score. You know, I don't. This notion that we need to wait for him to get, for what? Give him the ball. He's a center forward. He's not going to forget how to score or how to move.
No, he's
how to anticipate.
Forget how to score.
How to anticipate a play. He's not going to just put him on, man. He's only going to grow confidence by playing and scoring. And
it's not a question of confidence, a case of fitness.
And how's he going to get fit? He's
going to get fit on the training pitch, doing whatever exercises the specialists in that department give him.
This is not a new thing, but he's been training. He didn't just decided to play on the weekend and that's when he started training. No, he's been training for weeks, man.
He's only been on the grass for a fortnight.
No, for a long time. He's been on the fortnight, man.
Eddie said it. I forget which presser it was.
Like a month already training grass, man. Matter of fact, a long time ago, he's been on grass. Thank you for the super chat. Says, I am claiming anyone want bacon buddy.
Yum.
There you go. Whatever that is. Hopefully I'll have it when I go there. Thank you very much, Waz. I appreciate you very much.
Bacon buddy, bacon sandwich.
Oh, why can't you just call it sandwich? Why you got a buddy? Oh, wait, man.
Because buddy's Jody for sandwich.
Stop complicating things, man. Let's get into some comments here that are starred and see what the people are saying. Toon Reels, Champions League is priority. Sunderland is for bragging rights, which is also very important for Geordies. Yeah, but it's not just for bragging rights, though. We need points. We need points. I'm telling you, man. Oh, dang it. I lost a comment there. Being a numpty. Lee McFarlane, with the amount of games we have, we should be rotating 2 or 3 different players in every game.
Disagree, Lee.
I disagree too, man. I don't. What team rotates their best players? I can't find one. Even the biggest budgets with Real Madrid, for example, who do they rotate? They play almost the same 11 all the time. So yeah, I'm not.
You know, you, like I said, you just got to look at Man City. You know, Haaland plays all the time. Rodri plays all the time.
You can say Foden in and out, but he is literally in and out. That's pretty consistent in my opinion. He's in and out, in and out, in and out. More than less than what he was when Alvarez was on, but he plays all the time. He plays all the time. Really, I mean, you think about it. The greatest. And by the way, that's actually been said before. If you don't play the same team consistently, how are you supposed to have the first 11 be as strong as they can possibly be? You know,
knowing instinctively what your teammate's going to do when.
Two corner phrase, I think, is the cup match which will ultimately be compromised on the following Wednesday, unfortunately. You're talking about the Fulham game.
Fulham.
We got a Fulham game. We got a lot of games already this month, and I don't understand why either. Why play them back to back to back? You got to work these players, man. Work them.
Work them like a dog.
Work them like a government mule, man. If they're tired, then you get to that point. You focus on that when you get to it. If they're gonna be tired, they're gonna be knackered. Then you worry about that when they're knackered, not beforehand. Now I'm 100% on this, man, because I always thought like this. But now I got on here and rotating. We gotta rotate people's feelings. My leg hurts. Little eyes on it. Put some dirt on it, man, and get to work. I mean, people, you had to be a taxi driver. Sure, your back hurt. You have to get on there and keep driving, man.
That is
what it is.
Get on that horse and ride out.
That's right. Giniesta, PIF are not serious about becoming number 1 if they sell Tino Tonali to rival clubs in England. Well, there's a lot of rumors now coming out about Tino. You don't believe those because you choose to just ignore the noise. But that doesn't mean there's any less true or more or true at all. I think there's something.
Which do I not believe?
That Tino is waiting his contract until the World Cup, in which it makes all the sense in the world to extend with Newcastle, to wait for what happens with England in the World Cup and see what other options he may have. There's very much a possibility of that.
When have I denied that?
The other day, man, me and you were arguing literally. You said it's nonsense. It's social media nonsense. And, you don't believe it. That's literally what you said, man.
No, I literally didn't.
Okay.
Tino would be very, very sensible to keep his powder dry.
Folks, comment right now. Did he not argue with me against that very point? Please, last week.
I said
Please,
we should
man.
be offering him a contract now.
Yeah, of course. But when I said he's not accepting the contract, he's waiting his contract to see what happens after the World Cup. You were arguing, and you were saying it was a lie.
I haven't seen any evidence of that at all.
Yeah, so you were arguing and disagreeing with that instead of just saying what you just said.
I'm not saying that he shouldn't do that. I'm saying I haven't seen any evidence that he's been offered a contract and has refused to sign it. That's what I'm saying. And you were saying he had. It was all over social media. And I said, where? Show me. What's the source?
Unbelievable. He'll never lose an argument, man. I'm telling you. And he thinks he's clever, too. But everybody sees what's
Well, go on then. You're the clever one. You show me what the source is for you knowing categorically. Just as you
were arguing.
Just as you knew that Pope wasn't injured. You show me the evidence. Yes, you did.
I never said that either.
No, yes, you did.
Go look for it. I said, I choose to believe Eddie Howe because I don't think he'll lie to the fans. Because I would assume that's not the. I said that.
You chose to believe that Pope was injured.
No. Well, of course I chose to believe because I didn't think that Eddie Howe would lie blatantly like that.
No.
Anyway,
Pope's not injured. Pope's not injured.
No, I never said that. Go look for it. I never said that.
Call
us now 0191 916 8864. Have your say about the current situation. Should we rotate or should we not? 2 corner phrases. I think it's the we read that one. Sir General says that Tino is as good as gone from what I've heard through the grapevine. There you go. Wayne doesn't believe any of that.
Famous grapevine. Sources, please. Sources.
Either way, though, do you see that being something that cannot be true? Like, you truly believe? So either
I think it's absolutely true that Man City would like to buy Tino. I think
you don't think it's
absolutely true.
You don't think it's absolutely true that Tino will wait his contract until the World Cup?
I think there's every likelihood.
Okay, then. So why if you think there's every likelihood of that, why do you always, because you don't want to have a conversation about the real topic. You want to come with me.
That he's been offered.
Forget the cement. So he hasn't.
It's not semantics.
So he hasn't.
Well, I've never seen that he has been anyway.
So Newcastle United is not offering him a contract. You think that's smart? That's a smart move?
I don't think they've offered him a contract yet. No. I think it would. As you say, everything would be out. His agent would be spreading it door. We would know about it if they had. That's what you say all the time.
Newcastle shouldn't do anything for social media. They should do it for the better of the club. They should go out there and forget that he might say no. I need to wait for the World Cup. That's not your business. Offer him a contract if you really think.
I'm saying, what's getting lost in communication? I'm saying Newcastle should, as soon as possible, offer Tino a new contract.
What makes you think that they haven't?
Well, because I haven't seen it reported anywhere.
Yeah, when's the last time you saw Newcastle United reporting anything?
Right, okay. And what do you say about that? They don't have to report it. It'll be out there, man. Everybody knows.
Exactly.
The agent knows.
They don't, but that's why I'm not waiting for them to report anything. You're the one that's waiting for them to tell you everything.
Right, okay.
And you're still waiting, by the way.
Okay. When you come out with your rumours, you say it's all over social media, and I say the club wouldn't let that out anyway. You say the club couldn't stop it.
But you arguing semantics, man.
Anyway.
You're arguing semantics.
No, it's not semantics. It's you.
You're arguing semantics. The fact of the matter is,
I know you want to have both sides of the fence.
No. I know you want to have a go at me. That's fine. That's your personal life choice every day. The fact of the matter is, Tino's not renewing the contract until after the World Cup. That's nothing extraordinary or something.
No, that's your opinion.
So you don't think that then? When people are telling you that Tino's waiting for a contract to renew his contract to see what happens.
There you go again.
You don't believe that.
Which people are telling me? You're telling me.
Do you believe that? Do you think that's feasible? Yes or no?
I think it's perfectly feasible that even if the club offers him a new contract, he will determine not to sign it until after the World Cup.
Right. So that's the topic. You having a go at me is not the topic. The topic is, what about that? What about that particular problem that Newcastle United could potentially be facing right now? There's a player right now for the team that more or less is waiting, which is fair enough, but it's still a concern. It's still a concern. Because so let's talk about the concern then. Let's talk about the most important thing, not you having to go at me for semantics. Thank you, Waza, for the super chat. Big problem if Tino's head is turned. That's two right backs. Is that what is it?
2 right backs required. Yeah.
So that's the bigger problem.
Well, no, because if the contract's been offered and Tino turns it down, in theory, until after the World Cup, that still gives us an option then to have another look, revise the terms, maybe offer him a bit more, and go back to him with an improved offer and see if he'll sign that. No doubt his agent, which is his dad as it happens, but I don't think his dad will be talking directly to Man City, he may be. he'll be in a position then to say, look, Newcastle are offering 150 grand a week. Can you match that?
You're missing the obvious point here.
What's the obvious point here that I'm missing?
That is, of course, money, offering money. That's the only thing. Well, as far as money, that's what they need to do, of course. However, for the player, he might get the same amount of money. Let's just say the same amount of money somewhere else, but his career, where he's going to, the expectations of the club he's going to might be better off than Newcastle United. And that might be why certain players don't want to renew or will look to leave. Because once again, you say we're better off this year than last season, but those players might look at this and like, man, what a bad season we're having. And therefore, the team seems like we're not going to sign players that are relevant, which again, to a certain extent, is not necessarily, it's out of Newcastle's hands to a certain extent. But not only that, but we're not going anywhere. We're stale. We're not improving.
Right.
So you say we're better off, that means players should be happy, hunky-dory. But some players might not be. So which one is it? Well, you're going to have maybe Tino possibly wanting to leave.
On Newcastle, Manchester City, can we offer him everything Manchester City can
offer?
No, in terms of immediate silverware.
I'm not talking about
prospects.
But what Newcastle United should be able to offer players like Tino and the whole lot is that we'll be there in the fight, that we'll be with the big boys in the fight, and unfortunately, that's not the case right now. You think we are?
We don't know.
You're happy with it.
We don't know that's not the case. That's up to those players to make sure that we are.
How'd that turn out for Isak?
Well, Isak was Isak, as I said. And I'd say the same to Tino, and I'd say the same to Tenali. If you don't want to play for the Toon, bye-bye.
So you're not worried about bye-bye. So you say bye-bye. You're not worried about the team and the quality.
Of course I'm worried about the team.
You're not bothered. So,
of course I'm bothered.
So why do you say...
What do you suggest we do about it?
I suggest that if we're not making improvement, we don't qualify for Europe, Eddie Howe needs to be sacked. And the whole lot needs to be sacked.
So where do we disagree there?
I don't know. I say we're not better off than... I'm worried because we're not better off than last season. You're happy with this. You said we're better off than last season.
You think if we sacked Eddie Howe, all of a sudden Tino would change his mind?
No, not necessarily, but it's clearly not working. So you'll have to...
Well, I think it is working.
That's fine. That's fine. It doesn't surprise me.
All of a sudden we've turned the Tino discussion into an Eddie Howe discussion again. Surprise, surprise.
Because it matters. Because if he doesn't feel like this team, and also the board, whoever, this team overall on the pitch is not moving forward, not performing, not improving.
Now we got a point with the board.
Board and the manager. Why do you exclude the manager from any fault whatsoever? He's the one managing the team. So what are you talking about? He's got a lot to do with convincing players to stay.
When your manager comes in, we've got the same board.
And
apparently this board is not ambitious enough to be challenging.
First of all, this board is new anyway. We got a new CEO. So we don't know how they're going to... Ross Wilson
exactly.
So exactly what? We're playing worse than last season. The only thing that's staying is the manager.
We're not playing worse than last season. We're 2 points better off than last season. And we've been playing following the window. How many times are we going to go through the same argument? We're better off than last season. We're not playing worse than last season. And last season, we qualified for the Champions League and we won a trophy. Thank you very much.
We're better. It's insane how you can think like that. But you do think like that.
At this stage last season, we were playing well.
What about now? We're not playing well, so that means we're worse than last season then.
And it was that bad last season that were qualified
No,
for
no.
the Champions
Right
League
now,
and won a
we're not
trophy.
playing good. Right now, we're not playing good. You say right now,
This
last
time
season,
last
we were
season
playing
we weren't playing good. 5-5-5 last season. 6-4-5 now.
So if you look at the matches coming up, when did we start? Because you say we're better off than last season. So when did we start winning games?
Man City, when we got our fullbacks back.
No, dates. No, Man City. When we start winning games? What are you talking about, man?
Yeah, that's
We're
when
playing
we
bad
when
right
we
now.
got
We're talking about last
our
season.
when we got our fullbacks back. We started
Last
playing
season.
again.
Last season. When did we turn things around last season?
Probably the
day. I'm talking about the day, the month, the dates.
Well, we had a stinking No, we did okay over the December, over the Christmas period.
Yeah, this is Christmas period now, so we're not playing any good. So
Well,
when are we going to start turning things
at
around?
this stage last season, we were 12th. At this exact same point last season, we were 12th. And
You
on
don't
the
think they're
30th
playing-
And on the 30th of December, we were 5th. At this stage last season, we had 20 points. And on December 31st, we had 32 points. Right now, we've got 22 points. And that was after 19 games. So we need to get 12 points, 10 points from 5 games this season, and we're exactly where we were last season in 5th on 32 points.
Okay, so we need to
10
win.
points, 10 points from 5 games.
So in the Premier League, we need to win the game that you
Win
said
3,
is-
draw 1.
So that's what we need to do. We win the next 3 and draw 1. Is that what we need to do?
Out of 5. Win 3 and draw 1.
So we need to beat the Mackhams, who you say is just bragging rights. We need to beat Chelsea. We need to beat Man United away. Is that right? And we need to beat
a draw on one of those.
And we need to beat also Burnley, who
And we need to beat
almost
Burnley.
beat us at home. And that makes it a great season all of a sudden.
Well, it makes it as good a season as it was last season.
And how do you think this team is going to turn its form when we don't have time to train?
And now we've got, which we didn't have at the start of the season, we've got 2 fullbacks back and we've got 2 strikers that we didn't have at the start of the season.
How do you think that we're going to turn things around when we don't have any? Last season we had time for a week to train and think about things. Now we don't. So.
And last season we weren't in the Champions League, correct?
Exactly. So that's exactly my point. Thank you, Warren. Exactly my point. So we have no time.
That's exactly my point. We're in a better position now than we were last season, and we've had the Champions League to contend with this season that we didn't last season.
Yeah, so that's not the problem though, because we need to be in Europe every year. So that's not the problem. We need to deal with that. We haven't been able to deal with that well whatsoever. So how do we deal with that?
What is the point you're trying to make? What is the point you're trying to make?
I'm trying to ask you since you know all the answers and you know everything. How do we turn things around when we don't have time to train? We don't have time to mess around, really. We just got to play. How do we do that? Because we're not playing good. No matter how you want to sugarcoat it, we're not playing good.
I've just told you.
We just got to do it. That's how you do it.
By virtue of the fact that we've now got 2 fullbacks fit, and we've now got 2 strikers.
We got the 2 fullbacks fit right now, and nothing's changed. So you're basically your sole hope. The only thing that you're waiting for, the only thing that you're really hoping is going to work is Wissa. That to you is going to be the only thing that is really the only thing that's changing at the moment.
No, that and the 2 fullbacks.
But we got the fullbacks, so nothing's working.
What do you mean nothing? We've taken 10 points out of the last 12.
Yeah, barely.
It doesn't matter, barely. We've taken 10 out
barely.
of 12.
Playing bad.
So we played bad against City, did we?
No. You're talking about City
and
Everton. City and Everton, the 2 best games we played all season. So that just puts everything into perspective.
And we played well against Spurs by the last 10
No, we
minutes.
didn't play well against Spurs. We gave up the lead many times. What are you on about, man?
Did.
No. We gave up.
We could have had half a dozen against Spurs.
Half a dozen. You see the word we should, based on your takes, all season, by the way, all season, I've heard you say we should have scored 6, we should have put 7 past them, we should have done. Basically, this whole season we've just been so unfortunate. We should have been top of the league.
With dinner because we haven't got a striker. Now we have got a striker. We will be converting those chances.
We should be winning the Premier League then. If we were just not lucky,
we'll be up there.
So why do you tell fans that they should be expecting to be 9th in the league? Which one is it then?
That's realistically that's where we are money wise. I didn't say 9th. I said 8th.
Yeah, you did. You said 9th.
Top 9.
But how do you say realistically we should be 9th, but we should be top of the league as well? How do they correlate?
Because we've got such a stellar manager that he's overachieving.
Lovely. It always comes back to the stellar manager who's knackered us for 2 years in a row. Got lucky on the last one.
He's knackered us. He's knackered us. Champions League, first trophy in 70 years, and he's knackered us. Now we've got your true colours on the mast.
We didn't. No, I'm not Jeff. I'm my own man. But I look at the truth. I don't lie to myself, and I don't have a cult behind me to just keep on saying the same thing over and over and over again, and keep on bringing last season to justify this rubbish season that we're having now, as well as. By the way, we don't have to thank Eddie Howe for finishing Champions League. We got to thank Aston Villa and Dibu Martinez for helping
thank
us
the 38 games that were played all season.
That wasn't enough.
Including the bad ones were played at the start, by the way.
And that wasn't enough. That wasn't enough at all. We needed Aston Villa to lose points against Man United.
That's one of the 38 games.
That's literally what qualified us.
Yeah, because it happened to be the 38th game. It was either 37 before it that meant that one didn't count.
If they win their game without making numpty mistakes, we wouldn't be in Champions League right now. And we would have lost on 18 million euros. How about that? Call us now. Have your say 0191 916 8864. Call now and have your say right now. And yeah, let us know what you think right now as far as should we rotate? Are we better off this season than last season? I can't believe that's the stuff that's being said on here, man. And they say we're a negative channel, We're a negative channel when we allow.
You're not off a negative channel. You were negative, and I'm not negative, by the way. I am totally positive.
There you go. The channel is never at fault. Now I know people like you want to go at the channel because we don't censor anybody. Happy clappers are welcome to call, but they don't. We got Toon that's sensible. Warren Denton is turning things around. So even Hail Cesar in the chat the other day was going off about the Maccoms. If we don't beat the Maccoms, that's it for him. So the Happy Clappers are shaking right now, man. They're shaking. They're bedwetting themselves at the moment. So only you keep talking about we're better off 2 points last season. We got 2 more points than we did last season. Okay, man. That's what you're holding on to, man. But you better hope Wissa comes and fixes it all because you are
Michael 4639. Chris, you're digging a hole. Stop. Do yourself a favor.
But of course, little Michael. I mean, of course, he was going. He didn't. You don't even know what who they're. Who. Yesterday he was going at the good old Happy Clapper Jamie, so calling him a Mackham. Imagine that. When they don't agree with you, they call you a Mackham. So that's not much of an argument. But there you go. Let's go with some chats here. Oh, I keep going. Some chats. Let's go with some chats here. Darren Lee, we signed 2 players who unsettled and having the personal issues, Ramsey and Elanga. What personal issues does Ramsey have? And Elanga not push the team on. Elanga, what was the personal issues anyway? We don't even know about that. He had a kid.
I'll be honest. If I could get anywhere near my money back within 10 million, I think I'm just about done with Elanga now. I would cash in. He's been a dud. I think about the only dud that we've ever bought so far since the turnover. It would appear anyway up to now. As I say, I've got a little tiny ray of light that says maybe he's going to get Wissa up front permanently. We'll
What's Wizard?
We'll see a better Elanga.
What's Wizard going to do with Elanga, man? In either
Convert
way,
the chances that he creates.
In what chances is he creating for Walter Matter that Walter Matter's missed?
Listen, Elanga has put some good balls in that have been squandered.
For Walter Matter?
For whoever happened to be in the middle at the time. I mean, Gordon for one. When he was up front against Marseille, ran straight past him instead of hitting it.
If you truly believe that Wissa is going to play with, if Eddie Howe is going to come, see the light and play Walter Matter with Wissa, Elanga is probably not going to play. So
we'll see.
We'll see, because I don't think he'll play with two strikers anyway. It'll be one or the other. You better mark my words. The moment, and this Christina will love this, because she's one of your minions. The moment Walter Matter and Wissa start, and that's the lineup, the consistent lineup, every match, Walter Matter, Wissa, 2 center forwards, and he has to change formation, I will leave this channel. Again, I'm looking for excuses, by the way.
It's not going to happen till January because we need a third striker.
Yeah, whenever it happens. So I'll be gone. I need a break anyway from listening to nonsense. Call us now, 0191-916-8864. Highwayman, give us a call. Christina, call in, man, and back your man. Don't be scared. He's not going to bite. So call in now and have your say. Happy clappers, come on, call in, man. All of you calling me out, Michael, call in. Don't be scared. Call in right now. Back your man. Don't just do it on the keyboard. At least back your man. Let him know he's doing a good job. He's leading the cult in the right way. Let him know, man. Oh, do you all go and wear robes and in your cult and you probably got no hair.
Yeah, we wear robes, black and white scarves, black and white shirts.
No. You wear not black and white. You're Eddie Howe FC. Eddie Howe. Wear your robes and
I've got that as well.
Anti-US flags, all that stuff, anti-international fans, anywhere else other than Newcastle, Man.
Estimated global fan base for Newcastle United between 500,000 and 1.2 million. Based on all known
numbers?
Social media statistics. On the basis that they've got 2.5 million. The most popular club likes and things are 2.5 million in a month. If you extrapolate the figures, apparently they equate to about 500,000 fans worldwide and 1.2 million fans. It's a big range, but not much more than that currently.
Let me see here. Pika. Playing under Eddie's tactics is like a dictatorship. The players feel pressure to stick to the tactic as opposed to playing free, like some of those top teams. No freedom at NUFC. There you go. Jordy, JJ, we don't have the experience on forefront with rotation. The farther we go, players have more experience. Yep. Well, exactly. I don't think we need to be rotating.
That's why we need to progress to get them more experience.
Yeah. Christina here says, what more could I ask for on vacation day than tuning in to YouTube and catching a Newcastle party? There you go. Thank you very much, Christina, for joining us. Christina, I'll give you... Wait. I'll give up... What does it say?
I'll give up pig if he likes his bacon sandwich. I'll give up pig if you come on and chat. So there you are. Was as imploring you to pick the phone up, Christina.
Oh, she says she doesn't have a point to make, so there you go. But you should chat a lot for not having a point to say. But anyway, NUFC, please make a statement. Win. Get into top 8 now, says Jody JJ. Darren Lee. Zidane incoming on FM 226 to the tune. There you go. He unfortunately, he probably wouldn't come because, legendary players like that, man, they're on another level, man. They Another level, man.
So let's get this right then. Zinedine Zidane wouldn't come. Why? Because Newcastle is not a club on his level. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, that's fine. That doesn't mean that
that's great. So know your place.
So okay. Again, that means that he'll probably not join Newcastle United. That doesn't stop us from trying. You want to go get the best,
and that's exactly what we're doing.
You want to go get the best.
Growing.
Yeah, but we've already been managed.
And one day we'll turn around to Zidane and say, Zidane, mate, you're not big enough for us.
So that ain't going to happen.
But that ain't going to happen anytime soon.
That means you're not going to be alive, and I'm not going to be alive either. So
I'll be alive.
By the time that happens,
about that.
By the time that happens, you got to beat the Real Madrid levels for you to say.
I've said that there's no reason why it's beyond the realms of possibility for us to win the Champions League this year.
Yeah, okay.
Once you get into the knockout stage.
And there is the delusion, ladies and gents. We can win the Champions League playing with these draws that we are seeing week in and week out. Give your head a proper reset, man. Please, man. Lord have mercy. The stuff you say, man. We are sleep giant, to say the least. That's true. I agree with that. Craig says, "Win. How much crap you taking saying things will change now that Wizards back when we have hardly been creating chances as the football is crap."
We've been creating plenty of chances. Haven't been finishing what dinner all season.
Okay, that's so. I swear, it's infuriating. The things you say, man. Infuriating, man. To levels unheard of. The chances. How many chances did we create? How many chances did we create against Burnley, man? I tell you what, I'm not even going to look up the score. I'm just going to go.
Just off the top of my head, we hit the woodwork twice. Baltimore could have scored. There's 3 straight away. That's just off the top of my head without going back through my notes.
Let me see here. It doesn't even have chances on Google. So, how many plays? How many? Guatemala was the team created for Guatemala 1 chance, 1 the whole game, and you're going on about Wissa scored. So basically, you want Wissa to score 100% of the time, every game.
I don't want to score 100% of the time at all.
Yeah, you do. You do, because you create 1 chance. That means Wissa, you're about to get 1 chance, mate. You better be ready for it. You're never going to see the ball again.
Completely unrealistic, as it was early on in the season when Walter had 5 out of 5. Yeah, That's unsustainable.
He was scraping the bottom of the barrel. He made those goals. He made those happen. The team didn't crave those for him, other than that little flick by Tonali. And I think another header here and there.
The cross against Wolves that he put in.
Those crosses are not a product of the game, man. We weren't playing good and we created for him.
What are you talking about, man?
Giving the ball getting to Murphy. Murphy crossing it.
The cross is not a product of the game. Shut up, man. Do you realize how stupid you sound?
No.
Does that mean that is not part of the game?
A cross from Murphy means that we're playing good as a team? You don't realize how stupid you sound.
The cross from Murphy is a result of play that's got us into the position for Murphy to be able to cross. And him executing the cross well.
I don't think you're realizing, man, how bad we're playing.
No,
your last bullet.
I don't think you realize that we aren't playing as badly as you would have, and you and all the bedwetters would have us
as badly. Okay, as badly. All right. Again, man.
And the table proves that.
Lord have mercy. Against Spurs, we had 1 big chance, according to this thing. against Spurs. They had one as well. I want to know total shots. 19
against
to
Spurs,
8
our
Spurs.
XG was something like 3.4.
Yeah. How's that working for you with the XG?
Well, it's not working good because we're not finishing the chances.
Who's
we will start to do now that we've got Wissa.
So you're saying that Walter Mata's the problem then?
I'm not saying Walter Mata's a problem at all. You keep saying
Wissa comes in for Walter Mata. So if Wissa's going to finish every single opportunity,
it doesn't necessarily come in for Walter Mata because I'm looking forward to the rest of the season with them both playing.
Again, if Wissa and Walter Mata play together consistently and that's the starting 11, I'm leaving this channel. So there you go. That's how much it's not going to. That's how I know it's not going to happen. So
because you say so.
I say so what?
Because you say it's not going to happen, so it won't happen automatically. The gods have
I know Eddie
spoken.
Howe. Because I actually see what's in front of me, and see how Eddie Howe acts and what Eddie Howe believes.
He's never had that option.
You're in Eddie Howe culty, and you don't even know your own man.
He's never had.
He doesn't play with. He doesn't play. Yeah, he has. He just hasn't done it. He doesn't like it. No, and you're not waking up to the realization.
He's never done it. He's never had a Walter Mata type player to use.
And houses are it's you and Win and all the culties that think that Walter Mata is the problem because every time we lose, we blame him.
I don't think Walter Mata is the problem at all.
We blame him. We blame Tonali.
No, we don't blame him.
We say Tonali when Tonali comes in, we lose every game. And but I'm not trying to say that. I'm not trying to say he's the problem. But I'm just putting the stat out there.
He isn't the
why?
problem.
Because you're basically trying. Same thing with Chiao. Same thing with Longstaff. You go back in time, you see the same thing over and over again. We have a team problem, and that's Eddie Howe's problem. All of the form and the team we're not playing good. We're not playing good whatsoever. We're barely beaten Burnley at home with 10 men. Barely beaten Burnley.
10 points out of 12. Burnley,
that's fine.
Man City, Spurs, Everton away.
Barely beaten Burnley. This whole season has been poor and inconsistent. Giving up leads.
Burnley.
Giving up leads like it's Christmas. It's not sustainable, man. I'm telling you, it's not sustainable. James Cuff, you got a lot to say. Call in now. 0191-916-8864. Call us from London, man. Come on. We want to hear your London accent. Defending mighty win. A lot of happy clappers are afraid to come.
I'm perfect.
No, you certainly do. You certainly do. You certainly do. Trust me.
No,
you certainly
you're
do.
the
man.
one that needs defending. Michael's saying what you're planning to do with all your spare time.
I'm planning on not listening to Win, which is the greatest thing ever, man. Are you kidding me? That's already a vacation, and that's a vacation for me. Pika says, "Aye, Chris, playing like dog poop this season, despite the record." Exactly. We got a caller now. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing.
Is that Christina?
This is indeed Christina.
Christina, how are you?
Hey.
Good morning.
I've called in, so Wazza now has to give up eating pigs. He promised me.
He's going to have to give up bacon.
Wazza, you've done it. No more bacon sandwiches for you, bunny lad.
That's that done.
Christina, you are one of my biggest nemesis. You hate the American mag, which, listen, you ain't going to be the first one.
I'm actually very into Americans, so that's why I've got an American football team that I support. Not so into your negativity towards the team, but...
Where are you calling from, by the way?
Newcastle.
Oh, you are from Newcastle. Lovely.
Well, just north of Newcastle in Blythe.
What part? Oh, you're in Blythe?
Yeah.
Oh, you're from Boki land. You know Boki, so you think like Boki then?
I don't think like anybody, to be honest.
Lovely. But listen, what am I saying that's wrong? We playing bad, Christina. I understand that we want to support the team, blah blah blah. We do support the team, but we're playing bad. We can't lie to ourselves, man.
Okay, there has been games this season where we have played bad, but we have been without our 2 first-choice fullbacks for most of the season, and we've got 1 centre-forward in Walter Mata, who in Premier League hasn't been proven yet, but has made a fantastic start to the season. So now we've got our fullbacks back. We've got Wissa coming back into the team. And a lot of the games that we've lost have been because of stupid mistakes.
Mm-hmm. That's a fair point.
That's it. But individual mistakes.
Yeah, so individual mistakes. But they happen all the time. So what do we do now then?
They are happening a lot, which is concerning. But at the same time, the people who have been making these mistakes haven't necessarily been the first choice players in those positions. Dan Burn, for example, at left back. There's been a lot of situations caused by that. That's clearly not his natural position. At centre back, he's fantastic.
But well, of course, but it's not the first time he's playing left back, and due to, and not just due to
I know he
an
played
emergency.
well when he first went at left back.
Yeah, and I know you're from Blythe, so you're gonna have a personal, admiration.
I'm not from Blythe. I'm from Newcastle. I live in Blythe.
Well, you live in Blythe. What part of Newcastle are you from, though? You actually
I'm from the West End. I grew up in Fenham.
When you know where that's at?
Shola Land.
Oh, Shola. Well, let me tell you something. That's another one that we need to talk about. Shola, man. Oh my God. He's highway robbery. What Shola's doing at Newcastle United right now. It's still in the paycheck.
I'm not gonna argue with that.
In the paycheck.
Shola, isn't Shola Amiobi?
Yeah,
didn't he retire like 10 years ago?
Yeah, but he's still he's working right now.
He's our loan manager, Christina.
Loan off. He's loaning these players to Iraq, to Afghanistan. He's loaning them to play over there in Libya. So highway, man. It's criminal. But what would it take for you, for example? Because look, what would it take for you to say, man, that's enough for me. I'm done. I mean, is it qualifying? It's not qualifying for Europe.
I would never turn from Newcastle.
Well, no, we're always going to be fans.
No, I think he's on about Eddie.
But I mean, no, to say that this is a bad season.
Okay,
this is a bad season.
Eddie Howe, I've got a lot of time for Eddie Howe because he took the team, let's be realistic, from relegation fodder, where we didn't even know going into every season if we were still going to be in the Premier League the following year, to a team that has twice qualified for Champions League and has now won a trophy for the first time since I've been alive. So, I mean, I'm not going to turn on that guy quickly. Now, I get what you're saying about the performances not being great over the season. But again, he's had first choice players missing. He had that whole saga with Isak during the summer. I think he's a good manager, and I think he will still come good again this season. I think the catastrophizing is what I've got the biggest problem with, because we're acting like we're the worst team in the league all of a sudden, and we're not. We're doing as good, if not slightly better than last season. And last season we were fantastic at the end.
Yeah, but you're hoping, like, that we're gonna go on this incredible run of games, and
not hoping, believing.
Yeah, well,
exactly. Well
it's
said,
not an easy.
Sorry if I sound really nervous. By the way, I didn't think I was going to be this nervous dialing a phone number.
No,
don't be nervous.
You're
among friends.
You're doing fine. You're doing fine.
I don't think Chris likes me very much.
No. Oh my God, no. I love everybody, Christine. I love everyone. I'm a child of God, by the way. I love everyone. So I don't care about what you think as far as opinion is concerned. You can come in and have your say. You're more than welcome. It's not that I don't like it. No, not at all. I may disagree with you or may have a different threshold. But I look at this and say, why do we always have to shoot ourselves in the foot? You can't tell me that Isak. Well, I mean, you don't believe that we're having a bad season, so really, this is irrelevant, really. But I think we're not having a good season, and I don't believe that Isak, the Isak leaving can change the team completely to where you've lost. We don't even know. The 4-3-3 direct football is gone. High intensity is gone, and that's not just saying Walter Mata doesn't press because he's slow. Nobody presses. Gordon. Whoever you put on the pitch, they don't press. So that's a tactical thing. We've lost something from last season, and that's just not just Isak. So
I agree that the pressing hasn't been as good this season. I also think that there's a lot of hatred going towards Elanga, but if you watch the Barcelona game, like, he put things on a plate for Anthony Gordon, and I think Anthony Gordon is having a particularly bad season.
And that was a decision made by somebody, Christina. Ding, 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 ding. Wake up and smell the coffee.
I'm not going to agree with every decision Eddie Howe makes. What I am going to say, though, is that Eddie Howe definitely knows more about managing a football team than you, Win, or myself.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's won a trophy with Newcastle, something Kevin Keegan couldn't do, something Bobby Robson couldn't do, something Steve Bruce couldn't do. Something Rafa Benitez couldn't do. Rafa Benitez couldn't even keep us in the Premier League. And if I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong about this, Rafa Benitez won the Premier League with Liverpool.
He did. I think
he came close to it.
No, not the Premier League, but the Champions League. He won the Champions League.
Stop having Christina,
I knew he won something.
Right, hey, but Christina, look, that's unfair to Rafa.
Love it.
Rafa Benitez is quality, man. He just came in on a sinking ship. And you know he got us
like Eddie Howe did.
But not as bad though. No, not as bad as but that's the point though. I like see Christina. You may be made for this. You know, you may be made for this.
Yeah, well, you tempted me to come in. I've literally only phoned because I promised to never eat pigs again. But hey, by the way, if I get to put some good points across while I'm here.
You did make great
and
points.
You've done exactly that, Christina. Well done.
And Warren says, Christina, yeah, I'm in love. West End girl. Waza is in love hearing your voice, but she's probably happily taken, man. So Waza, probably you need to mind your business at the moment.
I can't see chat at the moment because I purposely left my other phone in the other room so that there wasn't interference with the call.
But you got some great points. Listen, and you know we can have a sensible conversation with you, but you don't bring up numpty stats from the past. From you don't bring up a Longstaff stat, put it in the background, trying to take the pee out of me. You know, so we can have a sensible back and forth conversation with somebody like you. You know. So, but listen, I think though that we are not having a great season, man. Do you think we're having a great season?
I do not think we're having a great season. I do think we have a better squad than we had last season, though.
Wow. And so the results,
there you go.
A little bit different. The results should be a little bit different.
The results at the moment are comparable. Like we're doing as good now in the Premier League as we were last season. And last season we didn't have the Champions League games. Or the expectation of doing well in the Carabao Cup. So I think comparably to last season, we have progressed. We're not Manchester City, but Manchester City weren't Manchester City in the first 4 years of their takeover, and they didn't have the PSR rules that we've been fighting with. There's been a lot of back office changes over the past year and a half as well. Like I think we should give the team a little bit of slack. Like we're all acting like entitled fans at the moment, like, oh, we should be winning the league. We should be like, no, man, we're doing good. We're eating well. Let's just keep enjoying our food. Let's just keep enjoying our food. And we know we're going forward in progression.
Christina, that's lovely, man. You can listen. I told you, man. You may be made for talking football. Michael says you're done, Chris. Paul heard she has Chris again on the ropes. Boosh. Notorious says Christina heaping the pressure on Chris. You are keeping the pressure. That's good. That's good. I'm appreciating this. And look, all I'm saying is, what about the Burnley game? What do you think about that? Come on, man. 10 men down, at home, and you're winning. Why couldn't we put them away and get the goal?
I've supported Newcastle long enough to remember when we would have went 10 men down, been against 10 players, and still lost like 4-0. Like we're in a better place. We've won the game. We've taken a lot of points. I think 12 out of the last 15 or something like that.
10 out of 12.
That's good form. That's like very good form. You can't really argue against that.
Yeah, but you're still not answering the game though. The game didn't have to be like that.
The game was
no, I agree, and
the thing is that it's not a new thing. It's an ongoing thing, And as I told you, though, I'm man enough to say I don't know the answer. I don't know. I've said it many times here. I don't even know. I don't even think it's a player problem. I mean, I you could say it's a manager problem probably, but I'm not saying that to get him sacked. I'm just saying I don't know what the solution is. That's the
thing with the Eddie Howe problem. So I've listened to this show. I've seen it in chat. I'm here quite regularly, listen to the show, and I do see a lot of comments, and I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, this is Eddie's problem. This is Eddie. We should get rid of Eddie." Who are we bringing in if we get rid of Eddie?
That's been always my argument. To be fair, that's always been my argument, and I always look at sacking a manager as the last ultimate decision that shouldn't be taken lightly. That you just don't make like other teams do. They make that decision, like Forest, for example. The owner just woke up and didn't like the manager. I'm gonna sack him. I don't believe that should be.
Yeah, look at Nottingham Forest. Look at Manchester United. Look at
Chelsea.
Who's the other one I was just thinking of? Tottenham Hotspur. Look at these teams who have replaced their manager, and look at how well that's worked out for them. And then you look at another manager. Right now, a lot of people are saying that the best manager in the league is, well, they say it's between two. So it's either Arteta or Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola, when he lost Rodri last season, all of a sudden he's scratching his face every week and people are thinking he's got a mental problem. Arteta, have I got the right? Yeah. Arteta, again, this season, fantastic. For the last 5 years, he's literally a meme of being a bottle job. Like, we know Arsenal are going to throw away this league title at some point because he's an absolute bottle job. And that's a meme that's been built up because of his last 5 years of performances.
Yeah.
So great managers don't just happen; they're kind of made.
But I do think Arteta will drop away this season. By the way,
of course he will. That's what he does. It's his favorite thing to do.
I'll tell you what, man, Christina, you have made a big impact on the show on the chat for now. Get this lady on the show, says Lee Davison. So you have definitely, as we say in America, hit a home run. So there you go. I mean,
I get the reference.
I mean, it's you done well.
Have you got a baseball team apart from the Jaguars football team?
I do not. I only, as far as American sports go, I only really watch American football. But I am quite into that. So
you got the St. Louis Cardinals. Don't even worry about that. St. Louis Cardinals fan. You're a Cardinal. Second greatest team ever in baseball. Aside from the Yankees, so
the Red Sox all day long.
No, they're like clowns with Red Sox on, man. But anyway,
I can't answer this. I don't know anything about baseball, unfortunately.
And the
Christina,
Pats, New England Patriots.
That's American football. They're doing okay this season again, out of nowhere.
I used to remember my St. Louis Rams, man, but they left me though. They went to LA.
They had to get over Tommy Terrific.
They went to LA. They left me. They went to Hollywood. You know, when you get good, you go to Hollywood. So my St. Louis Rams.
See, but you're not scared. Are you not scared that if you keep talking badly about Newcastle, they're going to leave and go to a different city? That's why you've got to be positive, Chris.
Hey, Jordy Highwayman says, bit of advice, Chris. Don't meet Christina in the pub when you visit. She'll make sure you get your round in.
Good luck with that, Christina. He's as tight as a fish.
He's supposed to be coming over soon. I'll make sure that he gets his round in. Don't worry.
Oh, I'll be coming in.
You'll have to come and see us, Christina.
Yeah, definitely. We'll Christina. We'll leave it at this. We'll stay in touch, and we'll put our recruitment team on you. So you can be at the next Park Zone Sue, the next Amiobi. I don't know. I'm not sure. If you want to be on me over.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
No, lovely call, though.
Thank you for letting me come on. I appreciate it.
Of course.
No problems.
Again, all right?
Loved it.
Thank you, Christina. There you go. That was Christina there. Hey, man, she might have to promote her to Happy Clapper Vice President because that was a lovely call. And she made good points.
The American mag on the ropes, baby. Push, 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 push.
Hey, I'm just...
Bush.
Look, man, it's hard for me to argue against it at last as well, but neither here nor there. Either way, she made great points. Calling us now, ladies and gents, we got 10 minutes left. Mr. Yinks, all the way from the middle of England. Yinks, what's up, man?
In the Midlands at the moment, yeah.
You're in the Midlands, man.
So I don't want to cause no stir, so I'm going to be as respectful as possible. But I agree with the previous caller, degree. However, it has to be into context. With Eddie Howe's performance currently, I haven't seen a progression in the way that we play. He did a poor job, if I have to be quite frank and honest, because somebody has to take accountability for the Isaac saga since Mitchell was kicked off. That's going to solely come down to the hands of the manager. But we did a poor job in us ready for the season. Let's take accountability for that. And also, it's looking like we gave rivals 50 million, 55 million, and 140 million. Someone has to take accountability for that. Also, the amount of money Eddie Howe spent during the course of his tenure to also be put into context whether or not is he performing well compared to his peers.
Right, all his peers have outspent.
I think we need to be more objective when we're critiquing Eddie Howe. Listen, he's done a phenomenal job, but in reference to the amount of money being spent, the money resources, and the amount of resources given to him, he's done, to me, a decent job. I personally believe we're currently regressing, but looking at our state compared to 2 years ago.
He's been outspent by all his peers, as you put it. Outspent by every single one of them.
Okay, who's his peers? Who's his peers?
Well, the top six, they've all outspent them.
Okay, I would consider his peers to be, what's his name? Unai Emery. I also consider his peers to be, let's say, maybe a Glasner to a degree. I'm going to go Iriola to a degree as well. These are people,
right.
We're currently in that, between 6th and 8th spot. We've spent a lot more than everyone else.
If you want to talk about Glasner, I agree with you entirely. He's an exceptional manager. He would be my replacement for Eddie if we went down that lane. In terms of Emery inherited a squad infinitely better than the squad Eddie inherited. And Eddie's won a trophy and qualified for the Champions League twice. Emery's done nothing.
But you certainly can't live off that, though.
Emery's qualified for the Champions League. No, don't do that, Win. Emery's qualified for the Champions League, bro. Please, let's not take it out of its rightful context.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to say Emery's a better manager than Eddie Howe. But Emery's got a lot more on his CV compared to Eddie Howe. You've got to be fair.
Yeah, prior to coming to the Premier League.
Yeah, in the world of football, yeah. Surely you can't say when.
Well, we need to be fair and... Sorry.
No, well, when you can't ignore what people do, in Europe. And Europe is the biggest, toughest, with the best players in the world. You can't ignore that he won European titles.
Well, I'm not ignoring it. The very fact that we went after him.
And you certainly can't put the Carabao Cup over the European title, man. How, man?
I'm putting the Carabao Cup.
No, I'm not even trying to say that Emery's a much...
Go on, Yanks, go on.
I'm not trying to say Emery's a much better manager than Eddie Howe, first and foremost. But it needs to be right. We need to put it in its rightful context. We're going on as if he took Newcastle from bottom with £0 and £0. Literally transformed us into a Champions League team. No, he was given a plethora of resources. Currently, we're in a stage whereby Eddie either has to evolve, because at the end of the day, these performances are disgraceful. You know what I mean? We should have been in a scenario where we need Luis Shaw and Livramento to upgrade our team because we're so crap without them. That's crazy to me, especially when we spent 250 million, regardless of Isaac. We spent 250 million, and again, that has to
that's
come
120 million.
To the touchline.
120 million.
You can't use that. I'm so sorry. 250 million. Okay, I'll give you. We lost Isaac, cool, but we spent 250 million. At the end of the day, you're telling me that the recruitment within itself was not looking at other players. Come on.
55 million's been unavailable until just Saturday gone. 45 million was unavailable at the start, and at the start of the season we didn't have a striker at all. Thanks to the Isaac
but again,
fiasco.
Who's at fault of that? Because that is no one can tell me. Someone's got to take accountability for that Isaac situation. So the board, how?
The board, absolutely the board. Absolutely the board.
I think Eddie, I don't think
we've done that subject to death anyway.
But I don't think
I'm not going to argue that. If Mitchell was still at the club, I will blame Mitchell for the Isaac situation. Plus, Howe kicked out Mitchell. He's got to take full blame for the Isaac situation for the fact that it was prolonged and we wasted so much time signing these signings that didn't want to come to us. Hence why our season was delayed.
That was PIF. That was PIF sticking that chest out saying Isaac's going nowhere. regardless of what he wants.
Once you stick your chest out, you better be ready to follow through, not buckle at the end.
And that's what I'm saying. That's so
look like
the window
big and numpty.
And the whole Isaac fiasco was down to the boards sticking that chest out, saying he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I give it to the boards. Okay, the board. Isaac was the board's fault.
Yeah.
Right, and that destroyed our whole window.
Yeah, but
let's talk about the favoritism that's happened for the past 3 years.
If we'd had the Isaac money at the start of the window, we would have had Ekitike or Joe Pedro, and we would have had Mbeumo as well. Because we would have been able to put the money. We would have been able to put the money down. But we didn't have the money from Isaac until way after that.
We don't know that because what's his name, Mbeumo, made it clear that he wanted to go to Man U.
Money
Joao
talks.
Pedro, he wanted to go Chelsea.
Money
I don't
talks.
know. Well, Man United are paying him money, so he's not playing there for free. But anyway, we got to call it off. Yinks, thank you for calling us, mate. Appreciate you.
Yeah, Jinx.
Cheers, buddy. That was Yinks there, ladies and gents. We are running on the end of the show. And we'll be back again for the presser now, early at scheduled for 3:15 for the live presser. Eddie Howe facing the media ahead of the Leverkusen game, and it'll be Win and Boki. That might be another clash. I don't know, but neither here nor there. Maybe we need to stick Christina in the middle to talk some sense. To be balance of the two there.
Hang on. Christina just said what I've been saying consistently.
Well, she has eloquence, first of all. Second of all,
I'll give her that.
And
you listen to her and you don't put words in her mouth, which is different.
No, I don't put because she doesn't come up with numpty stats like Tonali. We lose every game when Tonali's on the pitch.
There you go again.
You said that. No, we lose every game when Tonali's on the pitch. What does that mean?
I didn't say anything.
Christina didn't say that. You did. When Tonali goes on the pitch, we lose.
I said we'll lose every game when Tonali's on the pitch. No, I didn't.
Did you not say we give up leads when Thiao's on the pitch?
No, what I said was...
Did you not say that?
When you look at his stats, are you listening? He's the only one of our stellar players whose stats are worse when he starts a game than when he doesn't start a game.
And what does that mean? Because I'm American and slow. So what does that mean?
It means that as good a player as he would appear to be... He isn't having the influence on the team that other players do have.
So we shouldn't play him then. We should play other ones.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay. Anyway, that's why. Because Christina doesn't bring up numpty stats. She understands Tonali world class. He needs to be playing, and she believes that the team is having not as bad a season as everyone else.
I believe if Tonali played, when every time he could have played, would have got more points than we have now.
There you go. Lovely, folks. Thank you to all the callers, of course. We will be... Thank you, Waza, for persuading Christina to come on. That was a lovely call.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely stay in touch. So we'll be back again.
I don't think we showed that one. This will go straight over your head. That's easy for you to say, Derek Trotter. You'll not know who Derek Trotter is, do you?
No. I'm young, man.
Only fools and horses, Del Boy.
I'm young, man. I ain't got a clue. Anyway, folks, we'll be back again in just... What's over there right now? 1 p.m. We've been a few hours. In a few hours, Muddy Wayne and Boki with the presser of over there in Bayerina, Leverkusen, ladies and gentlemen. You ever been to Leverkusen?
Nope. Proves that we're wangers. Been quite close to it.
Anyway, folks.
Stuttgart and Dortmund.
We'll see y'all later, folks. Take care.